All right, guys. Hey, thanks for joining me here today. We're going to get started. We're going to be talking about EXP. And with me today is Matt Johnson and Greg McDaniel, part of our upline. Super excited for you guys to be here. How you guys doing today?
Man, we live the dream. We live the dream.
Right. Can't complain.
Good, good. Well, because we're on kind of a short timeline, I want to get right into it. I'll kind of lay out what we're going to talk about, and then we can kind of just go from there, see what happens. So first off, I want people that are checking out this video to kind of know who you guys are. How'd you guys get started? How'd you guys meet? Give me the brief rundown of that.
Johnson.
Okay, well, so it starts with me. I was working years ago at a company that did marketing, like video and email marketing for some of the top agents in the country. Greg came in as a client, and so we were introduced that way. And Greg made the proclamation, Matt, you and I are going to spend a lot of time together because we're going to shoot video every Friday for an hour. And I said, all right. That's a lot of big talk. I feel like you've got big hat, but let's see what your cattle looks like. And so Greg actually made good on his promise, and we had an amazing time. And the bloopers from the cutting room floor of those video sessions are buried in the annals somewhere. They're out there somewhere, probably never to be viewed by the human race for all intents and purposes. We had an amazing time.
Yeah, now they're total shame. And actually, Matt did not think that we were going to shoot as much video. I think our record day of shooting video, we shot 32 short videos in 1 hour. It was
something like that.
Ridiculous how fast we could book through this stuff. And when I originally started, I don't know if I told you this, Matt. They assigned me this guy named Matt Johnson. And I'm like, is he a douche or is he cool? And everyone's like, we think he's pretty cool. I mean, I was totally joking around, right? But then when I got together, he and our chemistry immediately clicked, and we just fed off each other's energies. He tried to keep me under control, but we had the same, morals, the same direction we wanted to go. We both loved being on camera, loved being around. I love being around people. We both love video. But yeah, that's how our partnership founded. And then I asked him one day, hey, dude, do you want to do a podcast? He's like, yeah. And he's like, I was going to ask you next week. I'm like, so I'm the founder. Is that what he's saying?
That's right.
So you guys are right now located in San Diego.
Yeah. In my case,
you're
yes.
Originally from Omaha, right?
Yep. So born in Council Bluffs, raised in Omaha. And then, so I literally just got out to San Diego about 3 years ago. As of this recording, we're in 2018. So I haven't been out here for too long. And then Greg is a fifth generation Californian, but also spent time in like Colorado and I think Michigan, right? Or Wisconsin? Wisconsin. Yeah. Yep. So I know
and you guys, how long have you guys been working together?
3.5 years on the show.
Yeah.
Yes. Probably another 6 months before that, just helping Greg's real estate team get up and running on the video and email marketing that we talked about, and which he's still continuing to do. But 3.5 years on the show. We started the team as of this recording about 6 months ago. So January 2018, Greg flipped the switch and left his boutique 800-pound gorilla in his area brokerage and moved everything over to EXP, including his whole family team. And then Greg and I formed a team underneath that, which is how you and I came in contact. And now you guys are underneath us in that whole structure.
So that's a great transition point. So tell me, Greg, when you first heard about EXP, what was your initial thoughts of it? I mean, and how did you process through what it had to offer?
My initial thoughts of it is I didn't want to be bothered by it because I didn't take the time to go look into it at all. And then after the person who brought us in, Hank Avik, he looked at me dead serious in the face and goes, Greg, as a friend, I need you to look at this. And I respect the heck out of Hank. And so I said, okay, well, let's take a look at this. Matt and I sat down one day at a restaurant bar here in Danville, and we had a couple of beers, and we tried to kill it. We tried to kill this idea of EXP. And once we found 0 negative reviews, only raving reviews, everyone was positive about it. Matt and I kept on asking, there's got to be something negative. And so I was able to dig deeper. Every opportunity I took, I could take, I took to talk to people at the company. I talked to a gal, she took my coaching challenge, the McDaniel challenge, which I used to do. And she was a very established agent. She was the 139th agent in EXP. And I'm like, this is the perfect time. Give me the dirt. Give me the negativity. I mean, give me a reason not to join this company. And she's like, well, when it first started, I got a referral check that was delayed a little bit. And I'm like, but you got the check? And she's like, oh yeah, we got the check and we fixed that. And I'm like, that's the worst story you have? Okay. And they screen people to make sure that they're the quality of the mark that they want to keep at for EXP. That's the upper management for this company. As Matt and I have gotten to know them more and more, they are exceptionally giving, kind, willing people to spend time with you. They want you to reach out to them. They want to hear your ideas. I mean, we're a publicly traded company on the NASDAQ. And the CEO, Glenn Sanford, he said at the shareholders meeting this year, goes, hey, if you guys have something you want to tell me, come tell me. I want to listen. I want to build it for you guys. And I've never been around an organization like this in my entire 18 and a half years as this recording in the real estate, where the management wants to help you and brand you and grow you and not grow the company. Because once they grow you, the company will grow on its own.
Yeah.
And that's what I found when I really dug into this company, was a culture of transparency, a culture of help, a culture of growth, and a culture of future thinking. And I love all that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's really good. One of the things that when I came across working in the Facebook workplace that they have going on right now, is that somebody that was in charge of the tech portion of it, because right now they're having issues with the revenue sharing. But every day he was giving an update of what was happening behind the scenes. And it's like, man, I really appreciate that, instead of just saying, we don't know when it's going to be done, they actually we're working on this today. We made a little bit of progress. And they're letting everybody know through the platforms that they communicate, which I love the technology portion of this. Now, some people argue that, this isn't a tech company. It's not a company that's, breaking like Netflix or Uber or Airbnb. It's not disrupting the industry. What do you have to say about that?
Well, they're completely full of mirtha. I mean, I can tell you that right now, because we're a publicly traded company. You make money in 3 different realms. And you know what? Netflix, Airbnb, Uber, they didn't break the system either. We're a different addition to the system. We're not right for everybody. And that's okay. If you need, the hands-on support, if you're not a self-starter, if you want to do 2 deals every 10 years, we're not the right brokerage for you. Don't join EXP. But for the people that are future thinking, the people who do hundreds of millions of dollars a year, are scrambling as fast as they can away from other brokerages and, coming here and bringing their entire teams, because they're not looking at it as just a transactional mindset. You make your money on your commissions, and we're a $16,000 cap, across the board. If you're selling in Beverly Hills or the Get Low, it doesn't matter. You make money as soon as you cap at 16,000, you go to 100%. You also, when you bring people onto your team, they gift you stock, and you get a portion of their sales until they cap out. And then you can buy stock at a 20% discount on the back end every single month. They take up to 5% of your checks if you want, and squirrel that money away, and then automatically buy you stock. But you get gifted stock when you bring someone on and when they do the first deal. If you cap and go icon, they'll, and that's 20, when you cap and go the 16,000, icon is if you have to do 20 deals above your cap, right? And then once that happens, then you get gifted that $16,000 back to you. You will only pay $5,000 total for the whole year to work with EXP. They give you products. They're all third-party products in your tech package that are, if you decide to leave, you can keep your accounts and you can move to another company. They don't try to keep you hostage. They incentivize you to stay. We want you to stay, but we don't like kick you out the door. My last brokerage, the way we were exited from the company is they shut our access cards off before we even left the building, and we've been with them for nearly 30 years. But EXP draws you in. So people are frightened of what EXP is doing. At this recording, I think they have 12,000 agents and another 3,000 to 4,000 on the onboarding process. People are hearing about this and they're going, I am missing the boat on something that is going to revolutionize the way this business is done.
Yeah.
Because we're not only as good as our last deal. We have, if you get sick, injured, God forbid, something like that would happen. But down the road, when you have passive income, your family still gets fed. If you pass away, God forbid that doesn't happen. When that happens in life, though, you can pass your rev share line down to your children or a spouse or a partner. I mean, you still have all the stock there that you can cash in after 3 years. This is a wealth generator, not a money maker. There's a big difference here. And that's why people are scared of EXP. And
so
when
let me ask you, Greg, I got a question. I mean, I'm going to jump right into the objections. You okay with that? Can you handle that?
Bring it, Tink. Let's go.
All right. All right. So we kind of skipped a little bit about, your guys' volume. You guys do about 70, you've done about 70 million. Is that about right?
70, 80 million. Yeah.
70, 80 million.
Give or take the years and the climates. Yeah.
Yeah. You got a good volume. You have a team. You're well established. You probably have, obviously you do real estate uncensored. You have the influence, right? What about the small guy? How does EXP benefit the guy that does, 20 deals a year? He caps, he's making a modest living, doesn't have a ton of influence with other real estate agents or whatnot. And it's like, well, I still need to provide for my family. I still have to do real estate. People are looking at this as well. If I'm going over there, I'm going over there to recruit because we get calls into Nebraska for people that just got their license to call in to recruit people to come to EXP and they don't even sell any real estate.
Mm-hmm. Right. Matt,
what about those guys?
Matt, I want you to talk about your product that you're building to give people a platform really quickly, and then we'll talk about the small guys.
Okay. Yeah. So if you're a person that maybe you don't feel like you have influence, but you would like to, if you're someone that's interested in doing something like what we've done with Real Estate Uncensored, we didn't have any influence 3.5 years ago. Nobody knew who we were. Greg was some guy. I was some guy. That's it.
And we still think of ourselves that way too, by the way.
Well, that is true.
We still think we're
still
just
a couple of guys. But the bottom line is that, whatever influence you believe that we have, the influence that we've been able to generate has only been in the last few years. We haven't been, Greg, you've been in the business for 20 years, but nobody knew who you were outside of your area. No. And so for those of you that are interested in going in that direction, there is a path. And the thing that I'm really good at on the operations side is creating the systems to help people create content and build influence and authority and visibility and relationships in a very, very, very scalable way that doesn't take a lot of time and doesn't take a lot of effort. So Greg, you mentioned the product. Mm-hmm. So what we're working on behind the scenes is I'm taking all this experience of 2 and 3 years of running podcasts and building an entire team to do it. And I'm basically pouring all of that into a product that will help you just hire someone either overseas for $5 to $10 an hour, or you can put them in, in Omaha for $15 an hour or whatever. And they can run a podcast for you for dirt cheap. A couple $100 a month, basically. You just do do something on Facebook Live, record something behind the scenes, whatever, give it over to them, and you give them this training. You literally plug them into this and they can do everything else for you. You just do your show and they will handle all the rest of it and get it up on iTunes and get it on Stitcher and get it on Facebook and YouTube and all that stuff. So if there's anybody that's drawn that has the potential to be an influencer, or if you're interested in doing podcasting and live video and stuff like that, that's where we can really help those people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So let me ask, before you jump over that, Greg, just one quick question on that, Matt. So you got the background, but do you help somebody that has no idea not necessarily how to create the topics, or what do they talk about, structures, or as far as a strategy, will you guys help and kind of help that, give them a direction on what their influence could be?
Yeah, so 2 ways on that. So number one, we've got some of the content laid out in one of the many, many free training kind of packages and courses that we have that you get for free when you join. And so one of them is called Rockstar Live Video. And in that, we actually go through all the places, the 6 different kinds of live video that you can do, 3 different sources of places you can look for ideas for content. So that's number one. Is yes, we've got a lot of that stuff laid out. Where people struggle though is, well, how do I personalize that? right? Like, yeah, I get it. Like I could go to all these places, but how do I personalize that for me? That's where we make ourselves available in two ways. Greg, you're available every Monday morning at 10 a.m. Pacific, where you jump on a conference call for any like open Q&A about sales and prospecting. So anybody that's struggling and wants to like personalize the information to them and their exact real estate business, jump on with Greg. If you're at the level where you're thinking about those things at like a team level, or like a full-on marketing strategy, if you want to talk about farming or radio or online lead gen, Facebook ads, like anything like that, I've got a calendar link for you where I've got time set aside on my calendar, same exact from 10 to 11 Pacific on Mondays, where I can do 15-minute calls to answer that one specific question that might be tripping people up. So that we try to make ourselves as available as we can, so that if people are struggling to like personalize and customize that information to their business, that we're there to help.
Well, we also, Matt, I also do 1 hour custom coaching sessions Monday through Thursday with people at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard. And we put a link out on Mondays. It's my Calendarly link. You go in, you pick the day, bam, you're booked in. If you're seriously screwed up and you need more than 1 day, if it's open, dude, go back-to-back days. We'll go dive deep on things to really customize this stuff for you. People, when I did the McDaniel challenge, which was the same time frame of doing an hour, people waited over a year and a half to have 1 hour, one conversation. And now it's a repeatable opportunity for everybody on our team to come in and just pick my brain. I have 18 years, almost 19 years of storage up here of being in the business, but you're forgetting about the fact that my father's been in the business for 47 years and always been a top producer and forward thinker and tech heavy individual. And, you know, me, Papa Grandmaster Terry, you know, I've been around him my entire life. He's been dripping into my brain every vacation. Every time I went in the car, he was writing, you know, negotiating contracts. Every time I walked into his office, he had stacks of contracts that he was working on. I've heard every single scenario out there, and then I take it and I customize it for the person that I'm talking to, and I call it their special power, and I figure out that thing, like along with the whole video idea, a way that you can maximize what you've already done in life, your different life experiences, to bring it back and put it into real estate and make you stand out from the crowd. I mean, I love taking people apart like a puzzle and then putting them back together and having that aha moment with them. They're like, I can talk about that. I can do that. I'm like, yeah, man, you can really do this. And it's really simple. Let's take your brain apart, rewire it a little bit, put you back together, and get you out the door to be uber successful in your own right.
Yeah. How much does that surgery cost?
It costs about $1 billion, Frito. $1 billion.
Okay. All right. So now going back to so what about that small guy? So they don't have the time. They don't, you know, they haven't been rewired yet to do all that extra stuff. What is the value that we have to bring at EXP to the small guy?
A lot of the times what people have a problem with brokerages are twofold, essentially. One is going to be training and one is going to be access to mentorship. So with EXP, they do 25 to 35 live hours of training every single week. Brad Anderson, the head trainer at EXP, used to be the head trainer at Zillow. You can go book time on his calendar and you can go hang out with him and say, hey, Brad, I'm totally new. I have no idea what to do. How can I help? How can you help me? He'll put together ideas and tips and tricks for you to go out there, because he has two jobs in life. One is to have you cap, and the other one is to train you. And so you can go sit in and listen to all these trainings and have all this opportunity to learn, or you can go get one-on coaching with him. They're also putting together an EXP university, just like a typical university, level 1 through 4. So if you're brand new, start at the freshman level, or if you're a little bit more advanced, go to the junior or senior level on how to do contracts, listing presentations, the whole shebang on how to do this business. Now, if you're totally brand new, like green behind the ears, fresh off the boat, dude, they assign you a mentor. Like, you have to have a mentor to help you walk through your first couple of deals until you can walk on your own. So they protect you on multiple different levels to get you to where you want to be, while completely helping you brand yourself for what you want to do. They're not shoving EXP down your throat. They're making you the brand so that you can thrive. Yeah. So that's the thing I love about it. And also the availability. If you have a question, a thought, or a theory, you go up into the cloud If you go over to agent services, you have general questions, you can go to the tech center, you can go to the transaction desk, you can go and get the answers with people, and they give it right to you, right then, a link, a contact, a name, whatever you need is instantly given to you. I didn't believe Hank when he told me this, so I tested him, like I always do. And I went up there and my head just boom exploded when I went in there and asked a question. The lady's like, okay, there's your link. That should handle everything for you. What else can I do to help you? I'm like, it's already done. I didn't have to get in the
that's
car.
like legit. It literally is. I had the same concern, and I go up there, and it's like I walk up to this
Avatar.
character,
Yeah,
and they go, "Hi, Tyler. How can I help you?" I'm like, wow. No waiting on the phone, not being transferred to different departments. I was actually impressed. Very impressed.
Yeah, not waiting for a call back or anything else. It's just there, and there's multiple people to help and serve you, and they literally just wait in their boxes and wait for you to come up and ask them questions.
Yeah. Okay. So now the only thing that I'd like to add to what you said on that is, those that aren't actually looking at the stock, or excuse me, the revenue sharing, recruiting, or I don't have time for that, I don't know how to do that, or I want to, but I just don't know how yet. But what is the other value? I have to say this: the stock is a huge part of this business that I really love, because we can become owners within a company right away. Can you guys expand on that? Give a little detail on how you see that stock.
So as of this recording, the stock you get gifted 250 shares, and that will change because there's only so many shares, so they will go down in quantity, but the value has gone up so that it will equal itself out. So right now you're getting 250 shares when you join the company. You get 250 shares gifted to you when you bring someone onto your EXP downline. You get 250 shares when they do their first deal. You can buy the shares at a 20% discount behind the scenes as much as you want. So if you go let's say you got some extra money, you go spend, let's say, hey, I see the stock going up, I'm gonna go buy 20,000 shares or whatever. You can go do that. Now there's a three-year vesting on some of these shares if you go to Icon and you get that 16,000 back. But if you buy it outright, those are your shares. I mean, those are yours, but the ones that are gifted to you or the Icon status, those are gonna be sitting there for about 3 years until you can cash them all out. You can cash a quarter of them out right away if you need to or want to, if you're on life support financially, but 3/4 will stay vested. And I think that with that, people are talking like, well, we don't know what the stock's going to do. It could go down. Yeah, you're right. It probably will at some point. It's a stock. But the markets love us because we have low overhead and good profitability, and we're growing like a weed. So do I know what's going to happen in the future? Absolutely not. But I can tell you right now, I don't base my future decisions on the stock. I base my future decisions on joining this company and this team on the value add benefits that we give you behind EXP, and also what EXP gives us, because I paid $46,000 last year to my brokerage to sit in a box and drink free coffee. Right. And then they took this fee and that fee, and then they took another 5% out of my check, and then they took this, and the fees for EXP are extremely low. I mean, they're one of the lowest I've ever seen, and they are constantly giving you maximum value. Just for an example, the $50 tech fee, which is your only hard cost every month. So if you have a bad month and you just don't sell anything, it's only $50. I mean, for Matt, that's like not going to Starbucks, for a month, which might cause heart problems for him because he needs his Starbucks.
Well, I don't know about heart problems, more like withdrawal symptoms.
Yeah, just like sitting in the fetal position and
get a little itchy. Yeah,
get itchy. But I mean, with that $50 tech fee, you get a Regis Work Center agreement, so you can go work in a Regis Work Center for no cost. You get a conversion, which is going to be KB Core. That's a $700 product, $500 to $1,000 product you get in there for free. You get all the Google suite of all the different apps. You get Ring Central, so that you can have your number through Ring Central. They give you Sky Slope. They give you all these things for $50. I mean, it's ridiculous. That's the only hard cost you have. So if people are just starting out, they don't have money. Why wouldn't you come over and get a $700 product for $50 along with everything else? Give me one reason why you wouldn't do that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And just from all the like contacts and relationships and all the people that I get to talk to, like with all the podcasting stuff, like we kind of have a pretty good sense of what other brokerages are doing. They are not doing this. KW is not going in this direction. Century 21 is not going in this direction. What they're doing is they're trying to transform themselves into tech companies and like building things internally, or like trying to build software and stuff like that for their agents. It's going to be terrible because they're going to do it badly because they are not tech companies. So what EXP is doing is the right thing to do, which is to say, hey, we're not software developers. We don't know everything about all these different elements. Let's just use the fact that we're not, we don't have physical offices everywhere. Let's take the money that we're saving by not having downtown offices and a bunch of office space that are ridiculously overpriced. Let's take that money and let's strike up deals with the best software that's out there right now. Let's give that to our agents. It's not captured. It's not EXP software. You're not locked in. And they're basically allowing us to, they're going out and saying like, hey, who's the best at transaction management? Or who's the best at CRM? What's the best, most versatile CRM on the market right now? Great. Let's strike up a relationship with them and let's put the cost savings into that and make it unbelievably affordable for the agents to get the best, not try to build something that ends up being this horrible like Pontiac Aztec of software because it has to be like all things to all people for a brokerage of 180,000 people. Like it just doesn't work. Pontiac Aztec. That's right. That's a classic reference. The Ford Edsel of software. So let's not use that. So that's one of the things that I love about EXP is their approach to it. It works and it's practical and it evolves over time. So if one of these softwares doesn't end up being the best thing on the market, they can shift gears and go find what is and bring that to us and wrap it up into our tech fee. And then like Greg said, you're not locked into it with EXP, you're in it with the software and you can take that software anywhere you want to go, right? Yeah. So your business isn't reliant on you being locked into some software that EXP built. It's locked into something you can take with you wherever you want to go. Even
it's also
away from EXP.
Well, a lot of the companies, when they use their systems, guys, they harvest your data. There's a part of that agreement. They keep your data.
Yep.
And this allows you to not be, basically harvested like a plant. You get to just stay just do the deals over here, and we'll be fine.
Yeah. And I want to mention too, Tyler, you're asking, for the folks that don't have like grand, aspirations or whatever, kind of what you consider like more of your lifestyle agent is what I would call them. Right. And by the way, that is not a negative. There's a lot of derogatory comments. There's a lot of like people looking down on other people that don't do as much production as they do. Like none of that matters. You build the business that you want to build for the lifestyle that you want to lead, and EXP supports you no matter what that is. Now, if you want to do a couple of deals every 10 years with your family, right? Greg's right. That may not be the best place for you, but that doesn't mean that you have to have these huge, it doesn't mean your goal has to be to take over the world. So going back to kind of the recruiting conversation, like, I don't know how to do it. What benefit is it to me? I'm not really interested in recruiting. I don't care. Here's what's going to happen. EXP is an exploding category. And right now the kings of that category is EXP. It's called a virtual brokerage, right? People are curious. I have people reaching out to me that I've had on the podcast that aren't even in real estate going, what is going on? Why am I hearing EXP everywhere? Can you please tell me a little bit more about this thing? Because it's driving me nuts. So what's going to happen is people are going to ask you. You don't really have to proactively at this point do anything. Just you being with EXP is going to generate questions from your friends and fellow agents. So we have made it easy by basically, opening up Greg's schedule so that anybody that asks you, you can just send them a little video. Maybe you'll send them this video. Right. And then if they're still interested, just hook them up with Greg, give them the calendar link, tell them, hey, go chat with one of the guys that's in my leadership team. He's a couple levels above me. Go chat with Greg. He can answer all the questions. And here's why I joined, but that may not be what you're concerned about, but go talk to Greg. And for as long as Greg has 70 to 80 free hours in the week, then we're going to continue offering that.
Like a sacrifice to the real estate gods.
Exactly.
Someone must atone. But you can literally go to bookmcdaniel.com if you guys are watching this. Go to that link right there, bookmcdaniel.com, and you can book 30 minutes with me. And just let me know.
That's not just for our team. That's for anybody at any level of our team who has somebody that asks them about this opportunity of joining up with EXP.
Yeah. And just tell me how you guys
Okay.
came to me so that I can push you back to the right person to answer any additional questions. But I'm going to talk about quickly about what we're talking about when it comes to not recruiting. Now, guys, these numbers are from another podcast that I've watched. They used to have a revenue share calculator. And so I'm going to take you on a 5-year journey really quickly. And these numbers may have shifted. I don't think they have if EXP does decide to change how they do rev share payout. But based upon what I have learned, this is what is hypothetical for income. But there's a lot of people talking about it. Go research the EPX. Yeah, there's my dyslexia. Good to see you. How are you? EXP. Here's the numbers. In 5 years, let's say you look, I have agents that tell me this, like, Greg, I don't want to recruit. I'm like, dude, I don't care. I mean, it's going to recruit for you. And so in 5 years, let's say you epically suck. You're a shut-in. You're Howard Hughes of real estate, but somehow you still do real estate. And you only recruit 5 people a year. So in 5 years, because there's 7 levels when it comes to your downline and your recruiting. Just like Keller Williams, we're not something new and different. We basically just copied KW on this one. They're the ones that made it famous. What you do is in 5 years, on your top line, your first line, you're going to have 25 people. Okay. Now those 25 people are going to recruit they're going to recruit in 5 people. Those 5 are going to recruit 3. Those 3 are going to recruit 2, and those recruit 1, and then they're going to recruit 1. So now the numbers got really big here, right? There's thousands of people in your downline just by people doing what they do. And this is just you talking to 5 people, getting 5 people on a year. Now, national averages, as of 2017, state to the fact that in the United States, the average sales price is $275,000. The average agent sells 6 deals a year, not a month, a year. And the average commission is 2.5%. So when you look at this and you say, okay, so I have a couple thousand people on my downline. I have, 25 on mine, and then everyone else wants to live the dream. So they're all recruiting their people in as well, right? Because they want the passive income. We all want passive income. That's the way life should be, is not stressed about the next paycheck or next deal.
Right.
Do you have any idea what your potential earning power and passive income could be in 5 years if you just did what we talked about?
A couple 100,000?
2.1 million. It's
Wow.
staggering. It's the compound effect. It's very simple. It's purely the compound effect. Now, like I said, it's hypothetical. And it's a running average. Some people will do 2 deals a year. Some people will do 10, averaging 6. But that's why Matt and I got into this because we're so excited about it, is that, we both love to travel. Matt has aspirations to live in a couple of awesome places. I want to travel the world, in different cool places. I want to be free of being geographically tied to a location. That was the sexy part about this, is that I love Northern California. I love the Bay Area. It has my heart and always will. But there's nothing to say that I can't go live in Australia, South America, Thailand, France. Why can't I go live there and still have a life in real estate and recruit people in and still train you? You guys can do the exact same thing. Maybe it's not 2.1 million you want to make. Maybe it's an extra 75,000 so you can pay your house bills. Or maybe it's that $35,000 you want to make on the side so you can take your family on an epic vacation every year. I mean, a $35,000 vacation, bing, that was a pretty cool vacation, man.
Oh yeah.
And the thing is that once you get your people in, it's a good and a bad. You can't shut your people up that are in your downline. They're going to work to get that dream as well, which ultimately helps you. Mm-hmm. And we're not selling soap.
Yeah,
we're selling real estate.
There's 2 things that really sold me on that overcame my initial doubts about the whole thing. Just on this whole, going back to the recruiting thing. The weakness of any structure, any company like that incentivizes people to recruit is what happens to the last person in, right?
Yeah.
If there's nobody left to recruit, that guy loses. Well, the thing is that that doesn't really exist, because at the end of the day, somebody is selling real estate to a real human being. We're helping real people buy and sell real estate. And the EXP is always going to be one of the most effective, cheapest solutions for that person, that even if they don't recruit anybody ever, because there's nobody left in the entire world to recruit, they still win because they pay less, they get better technology, and they can give better service to their clients. Mm-hmm. And that brings me to the second point, which is the weakness of any company that tries to expand geographically, like take the same brand into a new territory. The big weakness is always, what does it matter to the consumer, right? It might help the agent. Like if all this stuff, if all EXP did was just kind of help the agents, I mean, yeah, there'd be a bunch of people that switched over, but it really wouldn't endure. It wouldn't last. What EXP is doing is just making it easier for the agents to deliver a better experience to the consumers. That's why EXP will win. Mm-hmm. It's not just that they're giving people, and it's like there's been 100% brokerages and low fee brokerages and flat, like all this stuff. There's been brokerages around for a long time that just did nothing but cut the fees and say, good luck. Like, hey, you get to make more money here with us. None of them are big players. The reason why EXP is a big player and is getting bigger is because they're making it easier for us with all the technology to give consumers a better experience. So not only does the last person who ever joins EXP, whoever that is, they still win, but so does the consumer. They get a better experience because of EXP being in the world. We're more tech savvy, right? They're going to be able to check their transactions online. There's less paperwork. There's less friction. Things happen faster. There's more communication and better communication with our clients. Like the clients at the end of the day still win. And those are the two things that really did it for me at the end of the day.
Now I want to wrap this up, kind of end our conversation here. If you have more questions on, you guys that are watching, if you have more questions on the revenue share, and I have another video where I actually break down, if you only got 5 people in your downline and they only get 5 people in your downline, and it's still like $94,000 a year you'll make if they all cap. Now, so that ranges up and down, but there's other videos for you to watch in that. So kind of to wrap it up, guys, we've talked about some of the benefits for getting more influence that you talked about, Matt. We've also talked about some of the benefits of helping on the recruiting aspect of that. We've talked about what EXP provides as far as training. As we're closing, give me the last few benefits that you guys see of joining our team, the value that, as a not team as in we're a part of Greg McDaniel's or Matt Johnson's team or Tyler Bundy's team, but just a part of the EXP team, collective team. What value do we bring at being a part of our group?
Let me jump in, and because I want Greg to finish this out. So there's a couple things, Greg. You mentioned to me there's 3 big elements of whether you're successful in life. Do you know your superpowers? Do you have a good rhythm of how you work? And what do you focus on? So Greg, you already mentioned the ability for them to jump on a coaching call where you'll walk them through the process of finding and leveraging their superpowers. So that's number 1. So we got that covered. I want to talk a little bit about the rhythm that you can potentially plug into being specifically under us, right? So Monday morning, video training in our private Facebook group, right? Every single Monday we're there live doing a training that we feel like people at that point in time need to hear for our team to move forward. Number 2, we jump right from that into our conference call with Greg, where you can ask any sales and prospecting question that you want. He's got an hour set aside essentially in between that and the show. We've got, obviously the show is running Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We've got trainings running Monday, Wednesday, Friday as well. So you can plug into live streaming trainings Wednesday and Friday from our buddy Jeff Cohn, who runs a big team, and you can plug into the high def audio video trainings there. So you've got trainings Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You can jump on calls with Greg outside of that through his booking link. You can jump on calls with me outside of that if you want to talk about marketing and team building and influence and podcasts and all that stuff. And so there's a rhythm to the week that we've created that works really well for us. We've been doing it for 3 years that we did originally around our podcast, but I've been living in this world of having a rhythm and a flow to my week, and it makes all the difference in the world. And so the way that we've built everything with the team gives you the ability to kind of plug into that same rhythm, right? So that you have a rhythm to your week. There's a theme to each day, right? So I just wanted to point that out real quick, and then I'll let Greg close out with what do you think is the big unique benefit?
One of the things that I think would be a benefit to joining us, and I know is a benefit, is the fact that we also give you, morale. This can be a very, very, very independent business. It can be a very lonely business.
Very, very lonely.
You can pick up the call, pick up the phone, call the guy or gal that brought you in, book time with me. Let's hack it out. And the real benefit is that you can get a hold of Matt, in 15-minute stints and talk about, like, there's so many trainers and coaches out there. Who should I talk to? Matt knows all the best ones. He will say, what are you trying to achieve? Let's go here. I'll do an introduction. This is the guy or gal you need to work with. Or if you, hey, Matt, how do I do this? Or this system here? And Matt will say, what are you trying to achieve? this is the best system for what you're trying to do if it's outside of what EXP offers. So it's not that we're saying don't join other people if you've been talking to them. We want to stay within company, culture, and we're not trying to, suck people away. But if our brand, our team, our podcast, me, Matt, Tyler, any of you has brought value to you, then reach out to us and let's talk. Mm-hmm. Because at the end of the day, when you get into business with someone, it's like getting into a long-term marriage. You're going to be around them, up days and down days. What does this person look like on a Tuesday after a hard Monday in regards to their attitude and how they attack, and attach themselves to their clients and everything else. We want to see good people thrive in this business. Yeah. And we will open up doors, put you in contact, support you, and defend you when people mistreat you. I go to my guy, Hank. When I have a problem with someone, I go, Hank, what the blank? And he just gets on the Voxer call with me, and he hammers it out. And Hank does not make outbound calls. He is booked for months to have conversations with, but since I can go right to him because we're right there, I get it handled. The same thing's with the person that you're going to be coming into. If you get a major problem, bring it to me. Mm-hmm. If you're having a problem with anything,
we all have an incentive to help
all
you.
have it. I want to make your life better.
Unlike most brokerages where nobody has an incentive to help you.
The
broker barely has an incentive to help you.
That's why they're called brokers. They're always broke, mm-hmm. except for what EXP is building. It's a, what? Don't take my word for it. Go into the EXP world. Create your avatar, go up there and try to kill it. If you can kill it, call me. Because mm-hmm. Matt and I have tried to kill this thing. I still can't kill it. Yeah. And that's why we're such a huge proponent. But don't believe us.
Yeah.
Go talk to the people over there and just watch what the interaction is and see if we're lying. I double dog dare you to see if we're lying. I challenge you.
Yeah. Additional what we provide here locally is one here in Omaha. If you're watching this from Omaha, is that morale is important. So we actually have we actually get together every once in a while just to create that energy, to create that community as realtors. Because as you said, Greg, this is it can be very lonely business, and so having that community in that area just to plug into, whether it's in person, face to face, or over a webinar, man. It really means a lot. And I'm glad you brought up Hank, man. I completely forgot about him. I just got my email. On the 36 to Life coaching program. Yeah. Can you touch on that super quick? I'm super excited about that.
So 36 to Life was created out of Hank's brain because his family is incredibly important to him, and he was a very successful agent, but he was pulling his hair out. He couldn't live the life that he wanted to. But yeah. I was just going to make that joke, but then I decided not to make that joke. But what it is he'll teach you how to use, social media, Facebook, Insta, and a bunch of other sites, how to use it effectively for business. And he's going to teach you how to have these different conversations. The 50 is 50, 20, 5, 1. So what it is 50 just outbound touches, a like or something like that on Facebook, right? Then you're going to have 20, hey, happy birthday. Hey, that's a great looking dress. Have 20 of those little ones. Then you're going to have 5 deeper conversations, which would be like, hey, how was the vacation? Oh, it's great. Yeah, Hawaii is our favorite place to go. Mine too. Oh, that's cool, man. Hope you have a good day. All right, peace out. And then the one conversation he's going to teach you to have that's life-changing. That's going to be the one that when you have a deep conversation with someone, that's the person that's really going to remember you. And then we plug you in with send out cards. And for $97 a month, you can send endless amounts of send out cards, and it includes the stamps. I mean, it's the greatest way to bring high tech to high touch to make an impact in your sphere of influence.
Yeah, and both of those things are all relationship focused. Ways of business. It's all relationships, right? All marketing is relationships. And so, that's 36 to Life is where we recommend that everyone that kind of comes into our circle, it's where we send them first, because that really is the foundation. And the reason it's called 36 to Life is the whole philosophy of that is like, hey, just do 36 deals a year and then just start getting more specific and intentional about who you're working for and start inching up that average sale price so you make more money and enjoy your business more. the longer you're in business, and you never have to do more than 36 transactions a year, and you'll have an amazing life. And if you want to go beyond that, and you want to build a team, and you want to build influence, and you want to recruit and all that, we've got a plan for you. But if you want to build an amazing lifestyle business with, you know, so you can enjoy your time off, you can enjoy your family, you can enjoy traveling, that program is like the foundational thing that we recommend that everybody goes through. So I'm excited, Tyler, for you to really jump in, because I think it's going to change your life.
You know,
yeah, man, I'm super excited. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate you taking some time. I know we know each other outside of this, but I really appreciate you guys kind of just setting time aside, talking us through, those that are watching this, really the value of EXP, because I really do believe it is life-changing, something that's going to change the industry, provide more value to the clients, more value to the agents. We actually have people that care and want to invest more into us. So I'm super excited for that. Thanks, Matt. Thanks, Greg, for everything that you did here today, and looking forward to what the future holds for us. So,
yeah, man,
absolutely
our pleasure. And you guys remember, if you have questions, just go to bookmcdaniel.com. Now, above and beyond what Tyler or anyone else has talked to you guys about, I'd be happy to book a time when I'm free, and I really mean that. So please reach out. I love helping you guys. We love you. We look forward to working with you.
Yeah, thanks, guys.